Are the children of the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, now living ordinary lives, or does that fierce rebellious spirit still surge through their veins passed down from their legendary father? We once caught a glimpse of their chaotic world through the wildly popular Osborne family reality show in the early 2000s. They carry the Osborne name, a name forever linked with chaos, controversy, and the kind of cultural shockwaves that leave a lasting mark on pop history. But that was only the surface. There was a time when the world couldn't look away from the Osbournes, from explosive arguments to bizarre yet strangely touching family moments that played out on TV screens around the globe. But have you ever wondered? Beyond the spotlight, beyond the staged mayhem and outrageous drama, what was really going on in the lives of Ozzy's children? If they've ever made you laugh, reflect, or feel inspired, show your love by hitting like and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss the next wild untold story. Drop a 1 in the comments if you relate to Ozzy's kids, or a 0 if your take is different. An emotional, unexpected, and unforgettable journey lies ahead. Stay tuned. Elliot Kingsley, born in 1966, is the son of Thelma Riley from a previous relationship. When Thelma married Ozzy in 1971, Ozzy officially adopted Elliot. However, at that time, Ozzy was only 22 years old and at the peak of his career with the band Black Sabbath. As a newly famous figure, he was completely unprepared for the role of a father, and in fact, during that period, Ozzy was still deeply entangled in his personal struggles. He admitted that he was a selfish young man, addicted to alcohol and drugs with no concept of being a husband or father. Because of this, while Ozzy was becoming a global rock icon, Elliot grew up in a chaotic environment, lacking his father's care, and without the media attention given to his half-siblings. While Ozzy became a legend with his crazy on-stage antics like biting the head off a bat, Elliot chose a quieter artistic path. He dedicated himself to the theater, honoring classical dramatic culture with performances that were not bombastic, but full of respect and depth. Despite bearing the Osborne name, Elliot never leveraged his family's fame for personal gain. Instead of participating in the family's hit reality TV shows, he maintained a humble position and worked diligently in the theater, building a career on his own talent and passion. Even when Ozzy passed away in 2025, Elliot's name was absent from the press release, a clear omission, but also a sign of the absolute respect for his desire for privacy. Although a member of the Osborne family, Elliot always maintained his stance of living away from the limelight. To this day, Elliot Kingsley remains an enchanting mystery to the public. A son living outside the reach of the stage lights, quietly building a peaceful life while constantly surrounded by the immense shadow of his legendary father. His silence is not an escape, but a choice to live a distinct life, unswayed by the noise of the showbiz world. Jessica Starshine Osbourne, born on January 20th, 1972, is the eldest daughter of Ozzy and Thelma Riley. However, the joy of Jessica's birth was short-lived, as just 6 months later, Ozzy had to leave England for the United States to record a new album with Black Sabbath. Ozzy's departure marked years of a father's absence in Jessica's life. As just a child, she had to face this distance, as her famous father could not be there to care for her during crucial moments. Jessica's childhood years lacked Ozzy's presence as he was constantly on tour and immersed in the life of a rising rock star. During those years, Ozzy was absent, not only due to tours, but also because of his uncontrollable battles with addiction. This meant Ozzy was almost entirely absent from the precious moments of Jessica's life, causing her to grow up with a sense of emotional deprivation from her father. Despite being part of a famous family, Jessica never experienced the warm father-daughter bond she deserved, but instead faced loneliness and a childhood marked by her father's absence. In the documentary, God Bless Ozzy Osbourne, 2011, Jessica openly admitted that she has almost no memories of her father throughout her childhood. She shared that every time Ozzy returned home, it felt like meeting a stranger, as her father needed time to reacquaint himself with the family before disappearing again on his next tour. These brief encounters made it difficult to build a strong emotional bond between father and daughter. Jessica recalled, "Dad's childhood was chaotic, which truly reflected the absence of a father figure during her crucial formative years. Her normal life never lasted long before everything got swept back into the noisy world of rock and roll, leaving her constantly feeling the void of Ozzy's presence." When Ozzy and Thelma's marriage ended in 1982, Jessica stayed in England with her mother. As a result, her life was largely separated from her father's wild world and the spotlight of fame. While Ozzy continued his music career, Jessica grew up in a peaceful environment away from the turmoil and chaos of the entertainment industry. Although her family was famous, she lived a relatively quiet life, untouched by the chaos Ozzy's career often stirred up. This distance helped her experience a more ordinary childhood, but also created a sense of emotional separation from the father she longed to be close to. These gaps, though unwanted, left a lasting wound in her memories. When Jessica was about 10 years old, her father Ozzy remarried Sharon and moved to Los Angeles to start a new family. Despite this, Jessica chose not to follow her father and decided to stay in England, completely separated from Ozzy's new life in America. This decision marked a major turning point in her life. Throughout her adulthood, she avoided the glamour and frenzy of the showbiz world that her famous father inhabited. Instead, Jessica quietly entered the entertainment industry on her own terms, not pursuing the same path her father took. She did not seek fame or public attention, preferring to live a peaceful life away from the spotlight. So which path did Jessica choose? The answer is that she inherited the family's creative bloodline, but in her own very unique way, unlike anyone else. Jessica decided to pursue a career in the arts, but she didn't stop at standing out on stage like her father. Instead, she chose the path of a stage actress and a behind-the-scenes specialist, particularly in the fields of costuming, makeup, and television production. With a true passion for the arts, Jessica gradually built a career in an environment that was less tumultuous and high-profile, yet still full of creativity and professionalism. She took on several small but memorable roles in television series, such as Better Call Saul Manhattan and The Messengers. Many who watched these episodes would never have guessed that the woman making a brief appearance in those scenes was the daughter of rock legend Ozzy Osbourne. Jessica did not use her family's fame to get ahead. Instead, she relied on her own talent and personal effort to build her career. Despite being part of a famous family, she succeeded in creating her own path and earning respect in her chosen industry. In her personal life, Jessica became the mother of 3 children, Isabel, Harry, and Kitty, giving Ozzy his first grandchildren. The arrival of the grandchildren brought new joy to the Osborne family and also marked a significant turning point in Jessica's life. When Isabel, Jessica's firstborn daughter, was born in 2002, this moving moment was captured in an episode of the Osborne family's reality TV show. It was a special occasion that marked Ozzy's transformation from an absent father into a joyous grandfather. Although Ozzy had not been a consistent presence in his children's lives before becoming a grandfather, allowed him to fully enjoy the happiness of the role. This not only brought joy to Ozzy, but also signified a change, as the Osborne family began to enter a new chapter, filled with love and connection. Currently, Jessica continues to live a private life in the United States, working in the film industry and specializing in costuming in Hollywood. She has chosen to live quietly and focus on her work, not seeking fame or public attention. Jessica completely avoids cameras and does not participate in family events or reality television shows. Instead, she uses her talent and passion to create quality artistic products contributing to the film industry. When Ozzy passed away in 2025, Jessica remembered him in a very quiet way. She shared a black and white photo on her Instagram story accompanied by Ozzy's song "Crazy Train," a simple yet loving and respectful tribute. There were no long speeches or public displays of emotion, only her characteristic silence and a clear message of love and respect for her father. Born in 1975, Louis John Osborne is Ozzy's eldest son with Thelma Riley and Jessica's biological brother. However, like his sister, Louis also rarely appears in public. Despite the Osborne name, Louis chose to live a private life away from the spotlight and his family's fame. He was just a toddler when Ozzy's life began to enter a chaotic period. In the late 70s, Ozzy was caught in a spiral of addiction, a fierce wave that pulled him away from his family, and ultimately, he was fired from the band Black Sabbath, a shock not only for Ozzy himself, but also for his family. The relationship between Louis and his father during that time could be described as quite distant, largely because Ozzy was struggling with his addiction and personal issues. Louis, like many of the Osborne children, had to grow up with his father's absence, especially during Ozzy's turbulent period. This made Louis's childhood different from that of other children surrounded by familial love. Instead of receiving his father's attention, Louis had to find ways to overcome life's difficulties, largely in seclusion from the showbiz world that Ozzy had built. The relationship between Louis and his father during his childhood was quite distant, mainly due to Ozzy's absence as he was engulfed in addiction. Later on, Ozzy admitted that he couldn't even remember when his son was born, a heartbreaking confession that reflected the heavy toll that years of drug and alcohol abuse had taken on him. Like many other children in the Osborne family, Louis grew up with the absence of a father, missing the essential bonding moments that only a father's presence can provide. It took many years and sobriety for Ozzy to begin repairing his relationship with his son and restore what had been lost in the past. Louis was raised in England with his mother after his parents' divorce. He had a peaceful childhood, completely separated from the fame and noise of the showbiz world that his father lived in. Despite the lack of Ozzy's presence in his early years, Louis found joy and tranquility within his family and life in England. However, as he grew older, he could not escape the influence of music. But rather than following in his father's footsteps with heavy rock music, Louis was drawn to the energetic electronic music scene in British clubs, forging his own musical path with sounds that were entirely different from what his father had created. Determined to pursue his own musical journey, Louis quickly established himself as a talented DJ and music producer in Birmingham, where he grew up. Fueled by a strong passion for music, he chose not to follow his father's rock legacy, but instead found his calling in electronic music. In 2009, he founded his own record label, Miha Recordings, focusing on releasing electronic music, especially energetic genres within the underground community. What sets Louis apart is his refusal to rely on Ozzy's fame to build his career. He is committed to creating his own unique style and image within the music industry. Although he maintains a low-profile lifestyle and stays away from fame, the name Osborne inevitably carries some influence in the music scene, particularly at club events in England and Ireland. This has sparked curiosity about Louis's relationship with Ozzy. The answer is clear: yes, he is Ozzy Osbourne's son, but instead of leveraging his father's name for success, Louis has chosen a completely independent and different path. He is steadily building his music career and writing his own story, free from the shadow of his family legacy. Louis has proven that he can succeed on his own talent and passion, despite carrying the name of a rock legend. Regarding his personal life, Louis met his wife, Irish actress Louise Lennon, in 2002 at a ceremony honoring Ozzy on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Although they had just met, their love blossomed quickly, and just a year later, in 2003, they married in an intimate ceremony in Ireland. While their wedding should have been a momentous occasion for the whole family, Ozzy ironically could not attend as he was recovering from a serious ATV accident. However, Louis expressed understanding and affection for his father, saying, "I just want him to get better." This statement not only reflected his concern, but also showed that despite the distance that once existed between them, the father-son bond had never changed. Currently, Louis and Louise live in Birmingham with their 2 young children, creating a peaceful family life, far from the noise of the entertainment industry and showbiz. They both value their privacy and have built a warm home for their children. Although Louis grew up in the shadow of a rock legend, he chose to live a simple life, not getting caught up in the glamour or public attention. The fact that Louis and Louise maintain a private and happy family life, along with caring for their children, is a testament to his growth over the years and shows that no matter how challenging life is, love and family are always a steadfast anchor. Fortunately, Ozzy recovered from the near-fatal accident, and from then on, his relationship with Louis began to mend. After this event, Ozzy and Louis gradually started overcoming the difficulties of the past. In many subsequent interviews, Louis has always spoken with great fondness and appreciation for his family, confirming that he maintains regular contact with his parents and siblings. Despite living in the UK, Louis always makes time to see his family whenever the Osbournes visit. These meetings, though simple, are incredibly important to Louis, as he clearly feels the closeness and love among his family members. Louis shared that on Sunday afternoons, Ozzy would often drop by his house for a friendly chat, enjoying the simple moments of family life. When his father was in England, Louis never missed the chance to take his children to visit their grandfather. With the perspective of a grown son, Louis proudly remarked, "Dad is a brilliant granddad." These words not only show their closeness, but also serve as proof of the transformation in their father-son relationship, from years of distance and tension to moments of loving connection within the family. Over time, as Ozzy grew calmer with age and sobriety, he gradually became a more reliable father and grandfather, especially for Louis and Jessica. The once fractured relationship between Ozzy and his children, strained through difficult years, began to heal. This transformation not only brought Ozzy closer to his children, but also made family moments more complete and meaningful. Louis and Ozzy, who had once been distant, were now able to rebuild the bonds of love that had been forgotten in the past. Their relationship was repaired and matured, creating a warm and connected family image. Although Louis never participated in the family's famous reality show, he shared a memorable television moment with his father. In 2009, Louis appeared alongside Ozzy on Ireland's talk show, The Late Late Show. This rare joint appearance demonstrated that Louis has always been an important part of the family's heart, even if MTV viewers rarely saw him. That moment was not just a simple TV appearance, but a testament to the changing father-son relationship, where love and closeness replaced previous distance and estrangement. In July 2025, Louis flew to Los Angeles to attend Ozzy's final farewell performance with Black Sabbath, a legendary concert held just weeks before Ozzy passed away. The experience left a deep impression on Louis, who couldn't hold back his emotions. "I cried throughout the show," he shared. It was a profoundly emotional moment for Louis, witnessing his father, an icon etched in rock history, deliver the last performance of his career. Though Louis worried whether Ozzy could complete the show given his battle with Parkinson's disease once Ozzy began to sing, everyone realized one thing: he was still a legendary star, and nothing could diminish his power or influence. Louis recalled that despite his concerns about his father's health, when Ozzy started singing, both he and the audience knew this was the perfect farewell he deserved. "I just hoped it would be a complete goodbye," and it truly was, Louis wrote on Facebook, affirming how proud he felt of his father. That performance was not only a pinnacle rock concert, but also a deeply meaningful moment in Ozzy's final journey, allowing him to say goodbye to his fans and family in a way only a true legend could. The once-lost son now stood in the crowd, cheering for his father one last time. It was an emotional moment, closing a complex journey of fatherhood. A farewell, a tribute. Although Louis had endured a turbulent childhood lacking Ozzy's presence, he eventually found a way to heal their damaged father-son relationship. Ozzy's final performance with Black Sabbath was not just a grand farewell to music, but also a moment that marked a shift in Louis's feelings for his father, from distance to mutual understanding and respect. Today, Louis Osbourne is 50 years old, living in Birmingham with his family and continuing his music career. He is no longer a controversial name and is not involved in scandals or media noise. Louis chose a simple life with a passion for music and a happy family. Despite being the son of a rock legend, he lives life on his own terms, not letting his father's fame influence his personal path. As a middle-aged man, Louis continues to establish himself in the music field and is a dedicated father, always maintaining humility and love for his family. Born on September 2, 1983 in London, Amy Rachel is the eldest daughter of Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne. With a famous family and the reality TV show The Osbournes beginning to attract global attention in 2001, no one expected Amy to choose a completely different path. She was poised to be the next star in the television circus the Osbourne family had created, but Amy decided to refuse the spotlight. When filming for the show began, Amy was just 16 years old and immediately left home to escape the intrusion of the cameras. This decisive action from a teenager rejecting a future of fame was truly a courageous choice, demonstrating her maturity and determination to protect her personal privacy. Amy not only rejected fame, but also maintained a life completely separate from the noise of the media and her family. While other members of the Osbourne family participated in reality shows and public events, Amy chose to live quietly, staying away from cameras and public attention. This decision by Amy, though surprising, reflected a strong independent attitude and a desire to live a peaceful life, not defined by her family's fame. Sharon once admitted that she was heartbroken when Amy decided to leave home because she didn't want to be on the show The Osbournes. As a mother, Sharon felt disappointed and pained that she couldn't persuade her daughter to change her mind. However, Amy remained steadfast in her position, for her privacy and a normal life were more important than any fame that might come from being on the show. Amy chose a path unlike anyone else in her family. She decided to protect her personal space and freedom, even if it meant she wouldn't live in the limelight of the Osbourne family. With a rock legend for a father and a media mogul for a mother, maintaining privacy and separation was almost impossible. But Amy did what few could. She lived a separate life, refusing to be drawn into the vortex of fame. Later, looking back, Amy shared that if she had stayed and participated in the show, she would have easily become a target for public attacks and criticism. This was the main reason Amy was determined to reject fame to preserve peace and privacy in her life. She was still a teenager, still learning to understand herself, and did not want to go through that process in the public eye. Amy also stated that she wanted to protect her two younger siblings, Kelly and Jack, whom she believed were too young to handle the pressure of the media. As her family became a pop culture phenomenon, Amy quietly built her own life. During the era when the Osbournes was MTV's biggest hit show, many people didn't even know what she looked like. Amy was the name that made the public wonder, where is Ozzy's other daughter? True to her independent nature, Amy chose her own artistic path, not allowing herself to be overshadowed by her family's massive legacy. In 2003, she tried her hand at acting in MTV's modern adaptation of Wuthering Heights, where she played the role of Raquel. Although the role was short-lived, it was an experimental step in her career, affirming that Amy was not just the daughter of a rock legend, but also had the ability to be independent and explore different artistic fields. However, Amy quickly realized that music was where she truly belonged, the space where she could express her personality and passion freely and powerfully. Therefore, despite dabbling in acting, she decided to return to music where she felt she could shine the brightest. With the stage name ARO, a subtle acronym for her full name Amy Rachel Osbourne, she began releasing songs in the synth pop and alternative rock genres. ARO's compositions not only showcased her musical talent, but also served as a powerful declaration of her independence. Amy chose to follow her own musical path completely distinct from her father's rock style. She did not rely on her family's fame, but built her music career on her own, creating a unique and personal style. ARO's synth pop and alternative rock tracks bear her personal stamp, proving that Amy could stand firm and succeed in the music industry without support from the Osbourne name. She has carved out a distinct space for herself in the music industry where she can create freely and express herself without being bound by the expectations or the spotlight of her family. Let's spread the spirit of independence and creativity that Amy Osbourne fiercely pursues, a unique sound that's unapologetically original and never a copy. Support ARO by hitting like, subscribing to the channel, and sharing this video with others. In 2015, ARO released her debut single, Raining Gold, a melancholic and profound track that expressed a part of Amy's inner thoughts. She shared that the song was inspired by the feelings of being misunderstood and isolated that she experienced growing up in the immense shadow of a rock legend. I wanted the song to evoke that feeling of being kind of lost and being mislabeled and then deciding to take control back, Amy said. The deep and meaningful lyrics of Raining Gold not only reflect an internal struggle, but are also Amy's way of asserting herself, not limited by her family's name. Despite being an Osbourne, Amy's music is completely different from her famous father's. There are no screaming guitars or heavy rock melodies. Instead, there is a somber, dark atmosphere, reminiscent of bands like Florence Plus the Machine or Depeche Mode. Over the years, Amy has continued to release several singles and an album, gradually building her music career within the indie music community. She has slowly gained recognition for her haunting vocals and sophisticated songwriting, which is completely distinct from her father's shadow. Amy's music not only reflects her talent but also expresses her unique identity as an Osbourne who refused to live under her family's expectations and instead wrote her own unique musical story. Gaining recognition in the indie community is a testament to Amy's effort and passion in building a solid music career, a journey filled with perseverance and pride. Amy's personal life was shaken in May 2022 by a terrifying event. While working at a recording studio in Hollywood, a massive fire suddenly broke out, engulfing the building in flames. In the midst of danger, Amy and her producer were lucky to escape death thanks to the help of another musician who guided them through the thick smoke. However, heartbreakingly, another person inside the building did not survive. This traumatic and unexpected incident thrust Amy's name into the headlines not for her musical achievements, but because of this tragic accident. The event served as a stark reminder that within the Osbourne family, beyond the famous names, there is a quietly living daughter full of talent and resilience. After that shock, Amy recovered her spirit and continued her music career under the stage name ARO. Despite experiencing such a harrowing event, she refused to let it interrupt her passion and work. At 41 years old, Amy remains private and away from the family's spotlight, quietly building a solid artistic career. This is a remarkable feat, especially considering the overwhelming fame surrounding her family. Though carrying the Osbourne bloodline, Amy has chosen to live on her own terms, refusing to let the family's fame define the path she has chosen. Born on October 27, 1984 in London, Kelly Osbourne is the second daughter of Ozzy and Sharon, and undoubtedly the most famous child in the Osbourne family. When the Osbournes premiered in 2002, Kelly was only 17 years old, but she immediately captured the public's attention. With her rebellious purple hair, blunt personality, and sharp wit, Kelly quickly became a television sensation. Her natural, humorous presence on the show not only made audiences laugh out loud, but also highlighted the image of a strong, independent young woman, an entirely different model from the traditional celebrity daughter stereotype. Kelly never hesitated to express herself honestly, unapologetically, showing her strong-willed and rebellious nature. These qualities helped her become a beloved star, closely associated with the image of a rebellious teenager, and an indispensable part of the hit reality show, The Osbournes. Although she is the daughter of a rock legend, Kelly stepped into the spotlight on her own terms, making waves not only in the entertainment world, but also in the hearts of fans everywhere. Kelly Osbourne's cheeky humor eye rolls at her parents, and her effortlessly cool rock kid vibe quickly made her a favorite face of the early 2000s generation. She perfectly embodied the rebellious teenager stereotype, proudly carrying the label of the daughter of the Prince of Darkness. With her blunt personality and fearless antics, Kelly swiftly captured the hearts of audiences and became an icon of rebellion in the entertainment world. However, beneath that tough exterior lay a deeply personal and often turbulent journey few truly witnessed. Kelly grew up almost entirely in front of the cameras, with her private life continuously documented and exposed to the public eye. From heated arguments with her brother Jack to family upheavals, and her first steps into music, every moment was filmed, leaving no scene unseen. Though seen as a rebellious star, Kelly faced many personal struggles and challenges, none of which she ever had the chance to experience away from public scrutiny. Her story is not just one of defiance, but also a courageous battle with inner conflicts that she bravely overcame. In 2002, at the peak of the Osbournes' global phenomenon, Kelly released her debut album, Shut Up, featuring a pop-punk style. Her cover of Madonna's Papa Don't Preach landed her on the music charts and even gave her the chance to perform at the MTV Movie Awards, marking a notable highlight in her music career. Building on her early success, she released a second album in 2005. However, her singing career was relatively short-lived. Despite praise for her style and personality, Kelly openly admitted that singing was not her strongest suit. Later, she joked candidly, "I don't have the voice like my dad," showing both self-awareness and humility about her musical talents. Although Kelly's music career didn't last long, she still created memorable musical moments, especially her 2003 duet, Changes with Ozzy. This emotional ballad between father and daughter, the Prince of Darkness and his princess, sang of life's transformations and the ups and downs they both endured. The duet was a major hit in the UK, climbing the charts, and beloved not just for the vocals, but for the heartfelt connection between the two. While music wasn't Kelly's lifelong path, this moment remains one of the most cherished memories in her career, reflecting the special bond she shared with her father. In the late 2000s, Kelly Osbourne found her true calling, not in music, but in television and fashion. With a sharp wit and a candid communication style, a trait inherited from her mother, Sharon Kelly, quickly established herself as a host and commentator. Her confidence and strong personality attracted attention and helped her build a solid position in the entertainment industry. Kelly was unafraid to express herself clearly, becoming a beloved television personality for her frankness and humor. The most notable highlight of Kelly's television career was her role on the show Fashion Police from 2010 to 2015, where she candidly critiqued celebrity fashion. With her sharp and sometimes sarcastic commentary, Kelly not only made a mark in the fashion world, but also became a new pop culture icon. The combination of her fashion knowledge and television talent helped her maintain her prominence and attract a large fan base, creating a different Kelly Osbourne, no longer the rebellious daughter from the Osborne family, but a respected host with a distinctive style. Her bold fashion sense, constantly changing hair, unique style, and outspoken personality made Kelly Osbourne a familiar face on television. She not only made a strong impression on the Osbournes, but also expanded her career into many other fields. Kelly skillfully transformed the fame from the hit reality show into a diverse career spanning music, television, and fashion. She continuously appeared as a judge and MC on major shows like Project Runway Jr., Australia's Got Talent, and The View, making her mark with a sharp tongue and engaging hosting style. Kelly's versatility and talent helped her maintain her position in the entertainment industry while asserting her influence beyond her rebellious teenage years. One of the most significant milestones in Kelly's television career was her participation in Dancing with the Stars in 2009. No one expected that the rebellious punk princess of yesterday could shine in a dance competition. Kelly stunned the audience by showcasing her graceful and refined dance skills, making it to the finals and securing third place. This was an impressive transformation. From a rebellious girl with purple hair and playful antics on a reality show, Kelly proved her ability to transcend the daughter of Ozzy image and establish herself as a multi-talented star who could shine in various fields. That success not only changed the public image of Kelly, but also affirmed her versatility and ambitious spirit. In 2019, Kelly surprised audiences again by participating in The Masked Singer, performing as Ladybug, a mysterious yet captivating character. She even once had her own fashion line and appeared in a few guest roles in films. Behind the spotlight, Kelly faced many internal struggles, especially with addiction and insecurity about her appearance. She revealed that her addiction journey began at age 13 after undergoing tonsil surgery and being prescribed the painkiller Vicodin. Gradually, she fell into drug abuse, something that was somewhat documented in the Osbournes show. At 19, she first entered rehab. Over many years, Kelly persevered in fighting this illness and openly shared about her relapse in 2021 after 4 years of sobriety. "Addiction is something I always have to fight," she said candidly. Another battle Kelly faced was the harsh criticism from the public regarding her appearance and weight. Growing up in front of the camera, she was often the target of cruel comments, but she overcame it. Kelly lost more than 38 kilograms through lifestyle changes and gastric surgery, and she has been vocal in fighting against body-shaming culture. Kelly Osbourne's life turned a new page in 2022 when she publicly confirmed her relationship with Sid Wilson, the masked DJ of the famous metal band Slipknot. Their relationship was not a surprise event, but the result of over 2 decades of friendship and building a close bond. Kelly and Sid first met when Kelly was just a teenager during the Ozfest tour in the late 90s, when both were quite young and no one expected they would become so closely connected. This friendship developed over time, and finally, after 23 years, their love blossomed, surprising and impressing fans alike. The love story between Kelly and Sid is a testament to patience and the affection that grows from long-term relationships. Although both are famous stars in the music world, they chose to keep their personal lives private and did not rush to reveal their relationship publicly. Their announcement in 2022 marked not only a turning point in Kelly's romantic life, but also an important milestone in her personal growth journey. Their love is not just a romantic story, but also a connection between two people who have supported and understood each other through life's ups and downs. In 2022, Kelly Osbourne announced she was expecting her first child, a baby boy named Sydney, after her father Ozzy. However, the announcement did not go as planned when Ozzy accidentally revealed the baby's gender before Kelly had the chance to share the news. Although slightly annoyed that her father accidentally spoiled the surprise, Kelly took the situation with her usual humor. Even Sharon, her mother, couldn't avoid accidentally revealing the pregnancy news, causing Kelly to gently tease her mom for ruining the dramatic reveal she had prepared. Still, these humorous moments only made the family warmer and closer. Baby Sydney was born in early 2023, bringing overwhelming joy to the entire Osbourne family. Kelly, with the pride and happiness of a mother, welcomed her son as a wonderful gift. And then, as if destined, in July 2025, during Ozzy's final concert with Black Sabbath, something magical happened. Sid Wilson, Kelly's longtime boyfriend, proposed to her right on stage in front of Ozzy and thousands of fans. It was a deeply emotional and meaningful moment as Sid and Kelly officially entered a new chapter of their lives, witnessed by family and fans. Ozzy playfully interrupted the moment with a humorous remark. "Get away from her. You can't marry my daughter," instantly lightening the mood. He then burst into laughter and gave his blessing to the couple before him, affirming his family's love, albeit mixed with a bit of mischief. The scene was vividly captured. Kelly covering her face in embarrassment, Sid kneeling to propose, and the entire stage erupting in cheers and non-stop applause. Those moments seemed to mark a turning point in their lives where love and joy were expressed fully and genuinely. That moment was so wild and perfect, Kelly later shared, as a way to emphasize the natural beauty and intensity of that significant minute. The rebellious girl of yesterday, with her strong and passionate personality, had now become a happy mother and a resilient woman. Her heart never stopped fighting, never stopped loving, and never stopped maturing through life's challenges. This transformation was not just a personal journey, but also a testament to the inner strength and sincere love that Kelly has always cherished. Not only does she frequently appear on red carpets and in prestigious fashion magazines, but Kelly is also very active in sharing stories about mental health, body positivity, and her journey of overcoming past stumbles. Indeed, she has faced numerous difficulties and scandals, from noisy public disputes to arduous battles with addiction. However, instead of surrendering, Kelly faced it all head-on, turning those challenges into motivation to grow and develop herself. It is thanks to this resilience that she has proven the value of a woman who never stops striving and rising in life. Jack Joseph Osborne, born on November 8, 1985, is the youngest child in the Osborne family. When he first appeared on The Osbournes, Jack was just 16 years old, with a round face, curly, messy hair, and a mischievous personality. As the youngest, he was often the victim of pranks from Ozzy and received lots of pampering from his mother. However, Jack's journey is one of the most remarkable transformations in the family. From a lost, addicted teenager, he became a man of action, a television producer, extreme sports athlete, father of 3, and someone who has been sober for over 18 years. Jack's childhood was split between two countries, the UK and the US, creating a challenging journey marked by profound cultural shifts. When the family moved to California when he was 11, Jack entered a turbulent adolescence where conflicting values and lifestyles overlapped. On television, Jack was portrayed as a rebellious kid in the heart of Hollywood, frequently partying, skipping school, and arguing with his parents. But beneath those glamorous moments was a boy gradually sinking into the darkness of addiction, struggling alone with loneliness and despair that few could see. At 17, Jack's life took a harsh turn when he was sent to rehab for addiction to the painkiller oxycodone and other stimulants. This event was widely publicized, shocking and saddening audiences across America, who witnessed the image of a humorous, happy boy fighting his inner demons. Jack openly shared, "I didn't want substances to control my life." With this determination, he began a serious recovery journey, gradually reclaiming his life and hope for a brighter future. From 2005 to 2009, Jack brought these experiences to television through the show Adrenaline Junkie, documenting his inspiring journey conquering extreme sports challenges. Alongside his career as an extreme athlete, Jack expanded into producing reality TV shows and paranormal-themed programs, a field he has a special passion for. One significant milestone in Jack's production career was the 2012 documentary God Bless Ozzy Osbourne, a heartfelt tribute to his rebellious but loving father. Through this, he not only expressed respect for his family, but also affirmed his own maturity and strength on his artistic path. From 2016 to 2018, Jack had the opportunity to join his father in the show Ozzy and Jack's World Detour on the History Channel, a special journey where the father-son duo explored famous historical sites around the world. From the mystery of Stonehenge to the thrilling stories of Roswell, the program not only provided audiences with interesting historical perspectives, but was also a rare chance for fans to witness the deep bond between two generations of the Osborne family. Through each trip, Jack and Ozzy not only shared experiences but also revealed their sincere family affection and mutual understanding, creating a warm and intimate image rarely seen from a famous family. In parallel with participating in the show with his father, Jack also made significant strides in his own career by establishing the company Osborne Media with his sister Amy. The company specializes in producing shows about supernatural phenomena, a field Jack has long been passionate about. In 2019, he began hosting the show Portals to Hell on the Travel Channel, a ghost hunting program that attracted a large audience of mystery and paranormal enthusiasts. From a rebellious boy, Jack Osborne transformed himself into a man who controls his life with reason and passion. His story is a vivid testament that even if you are born into chaos, you can completely overcome it and build a fulfilling life, not letting the past define you. Audiences followed Jack as he explored haunted locations with Katrina Weidman on Portals to Hell, where he attempted to gather evidence of supernatural phenomena. With genuine curiosity and a humorous personality, Jack turned the mysterious into a true entertainment experience. He even invited his parents to join in on the spooky fun. In 2020, Jack created the show The Osbournes Want to Believe, where he showed videos of supernatural phenomena to observe Ozzy and Sharon's reactions. Ozzy humorously admitted, "We've become skeptics." Some videos made the father and son burst out laughing at their sheer absurdity, but there were also moments that left them completely bewildered and unable to explain what they saw. The sight of the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, watching ghost videos with his son was top-tier wholesome content that melted fans' hearts. Although Jack was very busy and dedicated to his television career, he still made time to build and nurture his own small family. In October 2012, Jack married actress Lisa Stelly in a simple yet meaningful wedding ceremony in Hawaii. However, life is not always smooth. Just 3 weeks after their first daughter was born, Jack received shocking news he had multiple sclerosis, MS, a complex autoimmune disease that affects the central nervous system, causing many difficulties in daily life and health. This news not only changed Jack's life, but also presented new challenges, forcing him to face the illness with willpower and resilience. However, with a strong spirit and support from his family, Jack continued on his path, not letting the disease hinder his dreams and love for life. Jack and his then-wife Lisa had 3 lovely daughters born in 2012, 2015, and 2018, named Pearl Clementine Andy Rose and Minnie Theodora, respectively. Their small family was always filled with laughter and warmth, helping to calm the storms Jack had endured. Sharon, Jack's mother, couldn't hide her joy at becoming a grandmother, and once cheerfully declared she would be the grandmother from hell, implying she would spoil and love her grandchildren to the fullest while still retaining the Osborne family's strong personality and distinct style. The moments of Ozzy cuddling his grandchildren, widely shared on social media, warmed the hearts of many fans. The image of a gentle, devoted grandfather with the next generation of the famous family somewhat softened the noisy stories of the past. Through this, people saw the sincere affection and tight bond among the Osborne family members, creating a family picture that was both traditional and unique, full of life and love. As of 2025, Ozzy Osbourne has become a grandfather to a total of 10 grandchildren. A truly unbelievable fact when looking back at the turbulent journey of the man once known as the Prince of Darkness. These grandchildren are clear proof of a warm, loving side of Ozzy's life, a stark contrast to his former rebellious and edgy image. Meanwhile, Jack and Ari also quietly held their wedding in 2023, publicly sharing their happiness with fans through a sweet Instagram post. This event marked a new stage of maturity in Jack's life and demonstrated the strong love between the two. Though he still retains the mischievous spirit of the Osborne family, you can still catch him cracking jokes on a podcast or laughing out loud during a ghost hunt. Jack now carries with him a very different kind of calm. Many still believe he's the most clear-headed of Ozzy's children, and perhaps that's absolutely true. And so we say goodbye, not just to a rock legend, but to a soul that once screamed through pain, lived life without compromise, and gave everything to those who had ever felt lost. Because Ozzy's legacy isn't just about the chaos and controversies, it's proof that even the most broken souls can make the world shine brighter than when they arrived. If Ozzy's music ever touched your heart, don't forget to leave a comment with the number 1 or 0 if you feel differently. Let's preserve and pass on this precious legacy to future generations. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on more powerful stories and timeless music from legends like Ozzy Osbourne.